What if I told you that the simplest path to financial freedom might already be in your pocket, or on your desk, or in your living room? What if the biggest companies that we use every single day were also the key to building a future with a whole lot less stress?
So, here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with the search for a simpler wealth strategy. Then, we'll dive into this powerful idea called let anyone win. After that, we'll see exactly why today's tech giants are such a force to be reckoned with. We'll also look at what's fueling their future, and most importantly, how you can use all this to start designing your own freedom.
All right, first things first, let's talk about building wealth and the hunt for a way to do it that doesn't drive you crazy. Look, we all want to grow our money, right? But the thought of constantly checking stocks, worrying about every little market dip, it's just exhausting. It's a full-time job. So the real question is there a simpler, actually stress-free way to get there? Well, this leads us to a beautifully simple, almost revolutionary approach. It's an idea called let anyone win. And at the core of this whole thing are 7 companies you absolutely know. We're talking Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, and Tesla. They're often called the Magnificent Seven, and for good reason. They are, without a doubt, the all-star team of the global economy. So what is this let anyone win strategy? Well, it's based on a Korean phrase, 아무나 이겨라. The idea is just genius in its simplicity. Instead of trying to be a stock-picking wizard and guess which one of these giants is going to be the top performer, you just bet on the entire team. You invest in all of them at once, usually through an ETF, which is just a single fund that holds them all. That way, it doesn't matter who wins the race because you're backing every single one of the strongest runners. And just think about the difference in your life. On one hand, you've got the old way, picking single stocks. That means high stress, high risk, and you got to be doing research constantly. On the other hand, you have this Magnificent Seven team approach. It's low stress because it's diversified. It's pretty much designed to be a set it and forget it kind of deal. So you might be asking, what really makes this team so powerful? Let's break down why these tech giants are just so hard to beat. Their strength really comes from owning their space completely. I mean, look at this. Apple has this incredible fortress with its iOS and all its hardware. Microsoft basically runs the corporate world with its software and cloud services. Google, it is search, and it's the engine behind most of the world's smartphones. Amazon is the king of e-commerce and the cloud with AWS. Nvidia is powering the entire AI revolution with its chips. Meta owns our social lives, and Tesla is leading the charge in electric vehicles. Each one is a titan in its own right. And as the source material so perfectly puts it, these giants are not just companies. They have become indispensable parts of our daily lives. And isn't that the truth? Seriously, stop and think for a second. How many of these companies have you interacted with just today? And the performance? Well, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. Now, of course, past results are no guarantee, and there are always risks. But historically, this group of top-tier tech companies has delivered an average annual return of over 20%. That's not just good, that is an unbelievable engine for creating wealth over time. Okay, so they're dominant now, but investing is all about the future, right? Well, it turns out their future is being fueled by some truly unstoppable global trends. The growth story here is really, really far from over. It all boils down to 2 massive engines pushing these companies forward: more people on the planet and those people joining the global economy. It's that simple. More people means more users, more customers, more everything. And a huge chunk of that future growth is coming from the incredible rise of the middle class in places like India, China, and all across Africa. We're talking about billions of new consumers. And as they get more spending power, what are the first things they're going to want? They'll want iPhones, they'll use Google to search, they'll connect on Meta's apps, and buy things on Amazon. It's a massive wave of new customers, and it's already on its way. So let's bring this all back home. What does all this big picture stuff actually mean for you, for designing the life that you want? The path laid out here is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, you invest in these titans. You own a small piece of this incredible dominant team. Step 2, you just let these huge global growth trends do the heavy lifting for you over the long haul. And that leads to step 3, the whole point of this, living life on your own terms. That's the freedom we're all looking for. But you know, there's one last really important piece of advice in the source material that we shouldn't forget. It reminds us that financial freedom is only as good as the health you have to enjoy it. I mean, what's the point of having all the money in the world if you're not well enough to live the life you've built? It's a great reminder to invest in yourself, too.
And so that really leaves us with one final, powerful question to think about. As these platforms continue to grow from just being companies into the essential infrastructure of our digital world, the roads and bridges of the 21st century, can any of us afford not to own a piece?